Government is set to take over COVID-19 tests at Entebbe Airport as the cost is now reduced to 100,000 Ugandan shillings. According to the Minister of Information, Communication Technology and National Guidance, Chris Baryomosi, who enlightened more on the duration of testing. And the government, which will take over the rapid tests for incoming travelers that will be landing at Entebbe International Airport effective next week, as a decision has been reached by cabinet, and the decision has actually come out following the different chaos emanating from the private laboratories that have been carrying out PCR tests at the airport in Entebbe. And according to the new decision, the cost of the new tests will be 105,000 Ugandan shillings. The 5,000 is because of the bank charges, and everyone who's going to be actually going for these tests will be paying through the bank. And this is 30 US dollars. If you're coming from abroad and you've not yet changed the money, you can still pay in dollars, $30. And it was down from $65, which is 230,000 Ugandan shillings. That was being charged by private laboratories before the government has actually come out to take charge with effective next week. The statement from the cabinet indicates that the new mode of payment shall be through banks at the airport, and this should be stretched to land border points. The arrangement to ship the private services to the government laboratory at the airport shall be made within 1 week. So clearly you would see the government laboratories are going to be changed to are going to be taken to the airport to see that the government carries out these particular facilities in a GB Jabba. So just in a clip, and everything will be on board. Now, government had planned to start implementing mandatory testing for all travelers arriving in the country on September 3rd, but it was postponed for 2 weeks, a day before, by an inter-ministerial team that was led by the Right Honorable Speaker, rather the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Robinah Nabbanja. The COVID-19 testing facility is at Penayo Beach Hotel in Entebbe, and other 6 laboratories that are testing travelers include Test and Fly, Case Hospital, Medipol, Safari Lab, Same Day Lab, and City Medical Lab. So clearly all those labs are testing people and availing them with the services that are making sure we are safeguarding ourselves in that particular aspect. Now, did you know that Carrefour is set to take over the ShopRite places? We were actually having these revolutions earlier after ShopRite did come up with a statement that it will be leaving the local market in Uganda, with the fact that it has actually failed to break through the market in the last 2 years, to see that it has actually been recording losses than the profits. But clearly, Carrefour, who is just new in the business, not more than 5 years actually in the Ugandan business, to be specific, 2 years in the business here in Uganda, has only two stores in Uganda, but now it's going to have 8 stores by the end of this year. And starting from 2022, we shall have new rebranding from the ShopRite that we've been having to Carrefour. And the Carrefour, which is a supermarket chain, is set to take over the six stores in Uganda, and the 6 stores are located in Acacia Mall, Village Mall, and Victoria Mall. Let's have a look more on this story. Supermarket chain Carrefour is set to take over 6 stores in Uganda, currently operated by South Africa's ShopRite, which will exit the market by the end of the year. The 6 stores are located in Acacia Mall, Village Mall, Victoria Mall, Lugogo Mall, Clock Tower, and Arena Mall. The transaction will further expand the regional presence of Carrefour, whose franchise is held by Dubai-based multinational Majid Al Futtaim. Under the lease transfer agreement, ShopRite Checkers Uganda Limited stores and movable assets will be taken over by Carrefour. ShopRite's impending exit from Uganda follows the recent closure of its stores in Kenya, with the multinational scaling down its operations outside South Africa. Majid Al Futtaim currently operates 2 Carrefour branded stores in Uganda, and the agreement with ShopRite will raise its operations in the market to 8 branches. The parties say they will work to ensure a smooth transition of the stores and the operations. Hani Weiss, the chief executive of Majid Al Futtaim Retail, said in a statement that they welcome the opportunity to bring the unique Carrefour offering of unbeatable value, range, international standards to more customers across Uganda.
The agreement represents Carifo's continued investment in East Africa as they look forward to strengthening their offering in the region and supporting local talent through employment and career development opportunities. Carrefour has also been expanding in the Kenyan market, where it is now one of the major retailers alongside Naivas. Joram Paul Sonko, Smart.
When we're looking for job opportunities in the country and you hear of an investor who's coming through, you get your applications ready and you write down something. You need to get you need to get yourself a job. No time to waste. And you could see that Carrefour is actually coming to take center stage in business, to carry on with business. It's another franchise that is based from an international way of doing business. And clearly it is based from Dubai, and it is going to extend its services to Uganda. Who knows how far Uganda is going to be benefiting from this aspect, and how we as a country will genuinely see how it is going to develop. According to Carrefour, the agreement represents its continued investment in East Africa as they are looking forward to strengthening their offering in the region and supporting local talent through employment and career development opportunities. So clearly, to all of them, I was actually questioning the future of the ShopRite employees who are actually having no room to actually go and get themselves new jobs. And I think now, if Carrefour gives them the opportunity, they will still maintain their workplaces at all, if at all they stand through, because in most cases when management is being changed, a lot of things happen, a lot of issues do come about. And clearly, if Carrefour considers these Ugandans, it would be a very good one to see that their development and through employment and career development opportunities are laid on board. Carrefour has also been expanding in the Kenyan market, where it is now one of the major retailers alongside Naivas Kenya. So Carrefour is now following in the steps of ShopRite, Uchumi, Nakumat, who have actually been supermarkets that have been engaging, who have actually come into the country to carry out business. We shall see, and we shall wait and see if Carrefour will spend more years than any other of those, because ShopRite has actually spent more than 20 years in Uganda before it actually it is actually saying goodbye to Uganda in 2021. Let's move on then. Salon operators have actually resorted to mobile business so as to survive amid its prevailing conditions of COVID-19. This is a move that most barbers have taken to stay in the line of business, and this is the story.
The set of businesses in Uganda has left a number of small-scale businesses at the helm of collapsing, and this hasn't left out the saloon business. The saloons in the country among those sectors that were put on hold in the continuous series of lockdowns, as they were identified as key sectors of spreading the virus. Awan Nelly Wamala of the famous Nelly Barber Shop Yugi says the situation is alarming, but most of the barbers are just resetting to fit in the new normal as they were forced to turn mobile as to stay active and reach out to their customers, something that later on became a norm after the lockdown.
Yo sinonji kutwaliza awamu ne just tugezaako nafe okwesettinga nti embeera eno gye tusange nga naffe tukoze ki twesetinze nti abantu abali bagalanga okujja mu masaluuni abamu kati baddayo mu byalo, embeera yagaana, mirimu gyaggwaawo, naye naffe tulina okubeerawo nga tuyiiya okubagondezaamu n'olaba ng'oli ayagala ensi ekyuse n'odda mu mobile naawe omugondezeemu kalemeko n'amafuta ge yajja kusala nviiri kubanga kati income sources zakola kizaali baazirinnyamu eggere. So tugezaako okukwata eno neeri ebitaaliwo mu bbanga liri mu covid naye nga okutwaliza wamu embeera yonna na business zonna ziri down. So tugezaako okulwana n'ekyo tukipushinga paka embeera eno gye tusange.
Mobile saloons operate in a fashion where a barber has to travel from his main saloon to offer door-to-door services to his customers. Turning of the saloons into a mobile business comes with transport issues, time management, and other associated cases, which has created a number of challenges for the barbers to effectively carry on with their work.
Esooka transportation yekyasinza okubeera enzibu nti omuntu ajja kuyita mu budde bw'aba akwagaliramu jamu akukwate. Omuntu ajja kuyita akugambe jangu waneeno ate amala aveewo nga amafuta g'oba bazogendawo sigeggo. That is point number one. Ekyokubiri, time management yekyasinza okubeera enzibu mu bakilanti baffe ab'e Uganda. Tebakwata time, bo tebakitwala time nga nsonga naye nga abatamanyi nti olina kyozzaako. Ekyokusatu, products zetukozesa tezikyayingira kati bulungi bunene ate ng'oba olina ozitumya oluusi n'otumyako e Kenya oluusi n'otumyako e Dubai tetiziti. Ekyokuna, prices z'ebintu ziri high. Ebyo byonna bingi sasobola kumalirayo naye nga oba olina okubaawo.
Saloons are among the small enterprises employing a number of the youth in the country, but with the successive waves of COVID-19, which have brought about countrywide lockdowns, the state of the barbers and the salon operators in the country is still yet to recover from the lockdown shock.
Salon operators in the country are still crying foul for the fact that the lockdown shock has left most of their businesses in a trying level in regards to that aspect. And if you would agree with the fact that they are trying so hard to see that they maintain their level of working, that they maintain their standards, and to see that they stay active in the business, as you've seen the one Nelly over there in the story claiming that they're trying to fit in the situations, and if they are trying to fit in the situations, what they have decided to do is see that they turn mobile now, where they can offer door-to-door services. You call him, he comes with a simple suitcase which has a machine, has aftershave, it has other things that will help you out in the scrap, so that he actually carries it at the comfort of your home. Because now most of the customers that are based in the customers that are willing to go for this particular haircut are actually far away from the centers, but they still know the person they're supposed to be using to help them out in terms of making sure they trim off their hair or they maintain their standards and the level of the hair that they have. Salons, which are among the small enterprises employing a number of the youth in the country, and but with the successive waves of COVID-19, which have brought about countrywide lockdown, the state of the barbers and salon operators in the country is still yet to recover from the lockdown. It is recovering somehow in one way or the other, but you could see that most of them were even identified as vulnerables, and according to the government, had identified them as vulnerables. But most of them, and I would believe a number, didn't receive the 100,000 that had been laid on board as recovery fund to see them, sustain them during the COVID-19 lockdown of the 42-day lockdown that just concluded before the president did come out and lift it as well. So saloons are actually operating, but they were set to reopen under state and standard operating procedures to clearly see that they have a limited number of people that are entering and making sure that every barber has a mask on, and before any customer enters, he or she has to have a mask on before they walk onto them. We head to Tanzania now, as Tanzania has acquired an addition of 1.24% stake in Pan-African Housing Finance Shelter, Afrique, for $2.7 million. The extra capital injection has moved Tanzania's shareholding to 1.54% from the 0.3% it held before. Take a look at this report.
Shelter Afrique Chief Executive Andrew Chiphonda said the support by shareholders is a vote of confidence in the company, which last year posted the first profit in 6 years. Tanzania's capital payment reduces the shareholding of the top 3 shareholders in Kenya, Nigeria, and the African Development Bank. Kenya now owns 17.78% of the company from 18.72% it held in July. Nigeria and African Development Bank now own 13.27% and 12.83% respectively. The Nairobi-based Shelter Afrique last year returned a net profit of $1.85 million from a net loss of $1.26 million in the previous year. Tanzania's contribution brings the total amount given to Shelter Afrique as additional capital in the last few years to $94.7 million. Shelter Afrique, which provides long-term credit lines for primary mortgage lenders, housing microfinance institutions, and refinances, since inception approved financing in Tanzania worth $52 million. The company plans large-scale low-cost housing projects in the Tanzanian capital, Dodoma, and its semi-autonomous Zanzibar Islands through public-private partnerships and financing. It also plans to hold a property exhibition in 2022 in Dar es Salaam. 9 other countries have also given Shelter Afrique additional capital, bringing the fresh capital received by the housing financer in the last 6 months to $20.69 million. Shelter Afrique is owned by 44 African countries and 2 development institutions, African Development Bank and African Insurance Corporation. The firm in 2013 and 2017 signed up deals with shareholders to recapitalize the company through additional equity.
Shelter Afrique in 2013 and 2017 signed up deals with shareholders to recapitalize the company through additional equity, and 9 other countries have also given Shelter Afrique additional capital, bringing the fresh capital received by the housing financer in the last 6 months to $20.69 million. Shelter Afrique is owned by 44 African countries and 2 development institutions, African Development Bank and African Reinsurance Corporation. That is in regarding to that. If we have to look at the company, is actually planning large-scale, low-cost housing projects in the Tanzanian capital of Dodoma, and then the Zanzibar Islands through public-private partnerships and financing. It is also set to plan and hold an exhibition in 2022 in Dar es Salaam. So we do wait and see how far that would go. Still in East Africa, we head to Rwanda now, as the East African Tourism Platform, with its headquarters in Kigali, Rwanda, has launched a 3-month campaign dubbed Tembea Nyumbani in the East African Community Partner States. The Tembea Nyumbani, a Swahili word for visit home, is a call to citizens of the countries in the East African community to visit each other's countries in an effort to promote domestic and regional tourism business in the East African member states and other regions. Take a look at this report.
In the spirit of the East African unity, the tourism body is drawing wisdom from the popular adage that as an East African, any East African country you travel to is a home away from home. Undertaken in partnership with stakeholders, the campaign will promote different tourist packages within the region. The campaign aims to spur tourism business within the region by showcasing the main hidden gems as well as affordable and exciting holiday packages that can be explored in what the world has come to know as Africa's magical destinations. It is expected that an increase in interest to travel within the region will revive the tourism industry, which is a lifeline for millions of people. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, the tourism sector had become one of the most lucrative, but the pandemic brought it to its knees. As uptake of vaccines increases and recovery efforts start, many nations are cooperating to revive tourism. Before COVID-19, tourism contributed to the gross domestic product of East African Community Partner States by an average of 9.5% in 2019. It contributed an average of 17.2% to East African Community total exports and 7.1% to employment. Research shows that the East African Community Partner States lost international tourism receipts to the tune of $4.8 billion in the year 2020. In terms of impact on employment, it is estimated that 2 million tourism jobs in the region were lost. The East Africa Tourism Platform was established in July 2011 after extensive consultations with tourism stakeholders. It became operational on April 2, 2012 with the support of Trademark East Africa.
East Africa Tourism Platform was established in July 2011 after extensive consultation with the tourism stakeholders. It became operational on April 2, 2012 with the support of Trademark East Africa. And if we're to look at before COVID situations, tourism contributed to the gross domestic product of East African partner states by an average of 9.5%. In 2019, it also contributed to an average of 17.2% to East African Community total exports and 7.1% to employment. Research shows that the East African partner states lost international tourism receipts to the tune of $4.8 million in the year 2020. And in terms of impact on employment, it is estimated that 2 million tourism jobs in the region were lost in the 2 years 2020 to 2021, clearly because of the pandemic. And as we wait for the East African Tourism Platform that is set to take center stage in the next 3 months, we also have to note the fact that we have the East African Community Tourism Expo that is set to begin on the 9th of October to the 16th of October in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. And greatly you would see that all these efforts will be aligned on board to clearly see that tourism in East Africa is back to its glory days, and East Africa has actually rejuvenated its tourism in that regard. And if we were to look at the Tembea Nyumbani, which means Swahili, it's a Swahili name for visit home. Tembea Nyumbani is a move to clearly see that East African member states mentioned South Sudan, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda and Burundi take charge in making sure they promote tourism in each other's states, even Zanzibar. One, by doing so, they will be visiting each other's countries, and to all the to all the Ugandans, the Tanzanians, the Kenyans should be open, because now if at all you have an East African passport, you can easily access all these particular tourism sites, which is quite easier for everyone out there. And if at all you're willing to tour, you would definitely be given chance to tour Tanzania. Mention maybe going into Rwanda, in Kigali, the Round of 1,000 Hills, and maybe tour and see the beauty over there, and the beauty of Kigali as a city as well. Clearly, those are some of the things that are going to help and rejuvenate the tourism and restore the glory days of the tourism sector in East Africa, and also restore employment opportunities for those working in the tourism sector in the East African community. Now let's head to Australia, as Australian graphic designer business Canva has become one of the world's biggest privately owned companies after being valued at $40 billion, which is 29 billion pounds. The online design platform said it had grown during the pandemic as more customers worked from home. Let's have a look at this report.
It's revealed a fresh $200 million round of private equity investment, more than doubling the company's value in 5 months. That makes it one of the world's most valuable startups, analysts say. According to business data provider CB Insights, Canva's $40 billion valuation makes it the 5th most valuable startup in the world, behind China's ByteDance, which owns TikTok, payment platform Stripe, Elon Musk's rocket company SpaceX, and Swedish financial technology firm Klarna. The funding also places its co-founders among the top 10 richest people in Australia. Canva was founded in Sydney in 2013 by Australians Melanie Parkins, age 34, and Cliff Obertet, age 35. On Wednesday, they announced that they also intended to give away the vast majority of the stake, about 30% of the company's wealth, to charitable causes. Canva provides design templates for people to make everything from greetings cards to posters, resumes, and calendars. Also on Wednesday, Arm said it had grown its customer base to over 60 million users in 190 countries and was on track to post $1 billion revenue by the end of the year. It said it had 500,000 paying customers, among them corporate clients like Zoom, Salesforce, PayPal, Marriott International and American Airlines, which the firm said had all increased their use of Canva's design technology in the past year. The firm has also doubled its workforce this year, hiring more than 1,000 new employees in 2021, with headquarters in Sydney and Manila. Canva, which became profitable in 2017 and achieved a $1 billion valuation a year later, is now one of Australia's most valuable companies. Its valuation puts it on par with publicly listed firms such as supermarket giants Wesfarmers and Woolworths Group and mining company Fortescue.
Canva revealed a fresh $200 million round of private equity investment, more than doubling the company's value in the next month. That makes it one of the world's most valuable startups, as according to analysts that have actually laid it on board. According to business data provider CB Insights, Canva's $40 billion valuation makes it the 5th most valuable startup in the world, behind TikTok payment platform Stripe, Elon Musk's rocket company SpaceX, and Swedish financial technology firm Klarna. And the funding also places its co-founders among the top 10 richest people in Australia, as Canva, which was actually founded in Sydney in 2013, now has another office in Manila, that is in the Filipino. Canva provides design templates for people to make everything from greeting cards to posters, resumes, and calendars. So you could definitely see. And on Wednesday, the firm said it had grown its customer base to over 60 million users in 190 countries and was on track to post $1 billion revenue by the end of the year. It said it had 500,000 paying customers, among them corporate clients like Zoom, Salesforce, PayPal, Marriott International and American Airlines, which the firm said that had all increased their use of Canva's design technology in the past year. So you could see, as other companies are actually struggling in business, some companies are making money. Companies as big as Canvas, companies are gaining revenue, companies are making huge investments, companies are making huge sales. The firm has also doubled its workforce this year, hiring more than 1,000 new employees. In 2021, with headquarters in Sydney and Manila, Canva, which became profitable in 2017, achieved a 1 billion valuation a year later and is now one of Australia's most valuable companies. So we've clearly been telling you, if you're a business owner out there, focus on the long term. Businesses take time to actually become profitable. Canva did start in 2013 but became profitable in 2017. You can imagine 4 years of running business and no profits being recorded till 2017, and by 2021 it is actually estimated to be worth 40 billion in terms of valuation, 40 billion US dollars, as the platform actually has been growing through, the design platform has actually been growing through the pandemic, with the fact that most of the customers have been working from home and they've been using online platforms. As you can see now, e-commerce is the way to go, as other people are actually engaging into Bitcoin and any other e-currency that is available. How about other people who are now making money through tapping into digital spaces? You can definitely see the valuation of Canva puts it on par with publicly listed firms such as supermarket giants Wesfarmers and Woolworths Group and mining company Fortescue. So as I was actually saying in terms of businesses and entities and what have you, what people do expect and what we do understand as Ugandans is you can build a platform for yourself as a Ugandan and it can actually achieve more. But the fact that we're in the pandemic, most people are worried, as more so in Uganda, you could say that most of the businesses have actually turned or are collapsing because of the pandemic and people are not working. But those who are already aligned to working using online platforms are the ones who are benefiting now. And that is why we are calling on as a move to everyone out there to understand the impact that is there on board when it comes to online business, when it comes to how far you can go and how your businesses can actually achieve using online, and greatly that would be of help. I'm Joram Paul Sonko, Smart Means Business. This is the news hour where we definitely be giving you all the details in regards to business stories and giving you references, as well as keeping you up to speed and updated in regards to the business entities in the world and the entrepreneurs, the innovations, and also bringing you expert analysis with exclusive interviews from the comfort of your home. www.smart24tv.com is the official website. YouTube, Smart24TV Space Live if you want to stream with us, because we are definitely streaming live from all angles 24/7. If you are to actually come and advertise with us, we are located at Plot 29A, Commercial Road in Guru. Bring your businesses as we definitely drive them. We are the center of driving businesses, the best name in business television, definitely. And of course, follow me up on social media at Joram Paul Sonko on Twitter, Facebook at Joram Paul Sonko, Instagram at Joram Paul Sonko. Add me up, share as we do, comment, and also do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us those likes as well as those views, and give us all those feedbacks that we definitely need. Also remember to share the links as we get to serve you more in regards to the business entities. I take a short break. After that, I have more in regards to business, but this time around in the sports beat of it. It is sports business coming up shortly on Smart Means Business. I'm Joram Paul Sonko.